Welcome, children. Now, let me tell you a story about a lonely prince who became a king when his father became ill. His name was King James of Adventia, and he loved to sing and dance and help the people of his kingdom with their troubles. He was indeed a noble and just king, but he was rather lonely. You see, he wished to find love, but all the princesses and noble ladies and duchesses were rather vain and only interested in his money and power. One day, he heard about a queen to the north, who was still without a king and had heard many stories about her. So he decided to go to her kingdom in disguise, to see if he could find anything else about her that was true and not just rumors. His advisor, Lady Silver, did not agree with this plan of his, but could see just how lonely he was, and said that she would accompany him to be sure that he would be safe.
Your Majesty, are you sure you want to do this? If you're wanting to find a woman to marry, why not marry the Duchess of the Eastern Edge? Or Lord Bungler's daughter?
Silver, you know exactly why I will not marry those women. If I recall, I sent a servant in my stead to spy on them, so that when they return, I will truly know what they truly are. When the spy returned, the spy informed me both women were vain and rude, only talking about themselves and what dresses and jewelry that they were going to buy with my own money. Not to mention, they treated their servants quite poorly, just like her brother.
Be that as it may, Your Majesty, have you thought of what you will do if someone were to recognize you, or find out you are the king of Adventia? You won't have your guards around to protect you if anything were to go wrong.
But you see, that is why I'm going to disguise myself as a traveling merchant from a faraway land. And this is why you're coming with me. You may be my advisor, Lady Silver, but you are also my bodyguard. The soldiers and guards won't even know that you're actually my advisor. Not since you'll be wearing mercenary gear and armor. And hypothetically, if somebody were to see through your disguise, you could technically use your skills to make them think twice. But the point is, we'll be fine. The merchant outfit, plus the wig and the eye patch, will make sure no one suspects a thing and knows who I am. Now, enough diddle-dally. Let us prepare and make way. After all, we have a long way to go.
Oh, very well, Your Majesty, but I highly doubt you are going to find out much about this queen, let alone meet her and see if she would marry you.
You would be surprised, Silver. You would be surprised. Oh, and while we are out in town, just call me Mr. Attender. That way, no one shall suspect it's me.
Right. Mr. Attender. That does not sound right. I can't wait for when we get back home.
We haven't even gone that far. Feeling homesick already, Lady Silver? Not to worry. I'm sure we can find some herbs in the village market to settle your stomach.
Right.
So, this is the Kingdom of Vida. Well, Lady Silver, let's start walking about with our goods, and you stay a little far behind me and just keep watch. I want to take a look around while we're here to see if anyone knows any information about the Queen.
Very well, Mr. Attender. I shall see what this kingdom has to offer for yours. If you do end up marrying this queen, we will have to see how these kingdoms will be combined.
Oh, oh, I do apologize, my lady. I wasn't watching where I was going. No, I'm all right. Don't worry about the product. Are you all right? That's good. My name is Mr. Attender. It is pleasure to make your acquaintance, madam. Are you from the palace? Oh, the queen sent you down here to get art supplies for the children. Madam, if I may, what is the queen like? I see. She is very kind and loving, but strict and stern, and treats her servants well. She sounds wonderful. Also, what is going on this evening? Oh, a banquet! She sounds like a lovely person. I do hope we can meet tonight. Oh, where am I from? Oh, I am from Advancia. Have I met the king? Yes, I have. He is very kind, very much like your queen. I've seen him take in orphans and for those who cannot have children, and match them into the right families, and gives them jobs and places to live, to where they can call home. He's a very generous king. Yes, I did hear that Queen Kay tried to get in touch with the king to see if they would set up trading posts, but at that time the king's health was not well, and his eldest son had to take over the throne and duties until he recovered. The stability of the kingdom comes first.
Mr. Attender, we better keep going if we are to, sell any products today. We should head back to the inn for a quick rest.
Oh, yes. And it seems as if that gentleman over there is calling for you, madam. I hope to see you tonight as well.
You seemed quite smitten with her. Does she work in the palace?
That is what she told me. However, I think there is more to her than meets the eye.
Like what, Your Majesty?
I have a hunch, but I think I will go to the banquet tonight to see if this hunch is correct. Come, Silver. Let's head to the inn and get some rest, and then change for the evening banquet.
King James and Lady Silver headed back to the inn they were to stay in, and rested until evening, and changed into their formal wear, and headed to the palace, where this maid was, but also where Queen Kay was. They were a bit behind schedule and arrived a little late, but it was worth it, as the doors opened and trumpets sounded with his arrival.
It seems that that little maid is none other than Queen Kay herself. Is this the hunch you had earlier today, Your Majesty?
It indeed is. Your Majesty, it is an honor to finally make your acquaintance. Shall we discuss matters in another room? I do apologize for the disguise. I was trying to see if there was anybody in your kingdom who would be worthy of marriage. And I wanted to see if it would be you. And if I had to say, I never met anyone more beautiful and kind-hearted as a woman like you. You say my eyes are truthful, and they are. And truly, I wish to have your hand in marriage in mine. Your Majesty. I'm quite sure. Let us announce our engagement. Let us be merry and happy, and build a stronger kingdom together. A kinder, gentler world to live in for all of us. What do you say? Yes, I do. Let us go then and announce our happy engagement.
Took you bloody long enough. I did not think you would ever get married at the rate you were going, Your Majesty.
They all laughed together, and the Queen and King went out and told the good news on how 2 kingdoms shall be united. The people rejoiced, knowing that their king was no longer lonely, and that they would have a queen to help their king. They had their wedding in the fall, and all the people from both kingdoms attended and celebrated their union. A couple of years later, the Queen and King had twins, a boy and a girl, and they lived happily ever after. The end.